Hi there, this is Lee McQueen, and I'm signing in with an update from Trust Vote. This is the American Institute for Election. No, sorry. This is the Institute for American Democracy and Election Integrity. They're at trustvote.org, and they have an update from July 19th about the lawsuits that have been filed against the election fraud that occurred during the Democratic primaries. They're seeking to get assistance, financial assistance, to continue raising funds to continue with the election fraud lawsuits because more are expected. But basically, it's Michael Vu, Alex, Secretary of State Alex Padilla, and then Michael Vu, San Diego's Registrar of Voters, and then other lawsuits are being formulated for other counties. And there's been a lawsuit filed in Northern California by Bill Simpich, and so it's going on and on and on going forward. And they're challenging the guidelines that the election officials gave vote counting observers. So there's lawsuits about how poll workers have been trained, how ballots were distributed to voters, how their registrations were handled, and then how the vote counting occurred. So from start to finish, the election in California was riddled with irregularities. And on this website, you can read about those irregularities. They made a YouTube movie called Uncounted that's available online at this website. And you can see how the election process was corrupted in San Diego and other places, and how younger people were actually profiled by the Democratic Party using what they call the minivan system. They had obstacles raised, like, okay, if they didn't register with their dorm room number, then their registration was considered invalid. If they just listed the dorm address but did not include a dorm room number, their vote did not count. So things like that. And then also, there is something even more sinister. Apparently, poll watchers or vote counter observers noticed that there was actual whiteout used. That stuff that you spread on paper to make corrections, that was used to white out Bernie Sanders' name on certain ballots. So the ballots were tampered with. They were altered and then fed into the machine. And so votes for Bernie Sanders were lost because the machine couldn't read the whiteout. So these votes were actually tampered with and then counted. So it's just a hard read. You go here and it just looks crazy. There were people who wanted to continue observing the actual vote count, the ballot count, and then they were confronted by security and by election officials and like made to go away or to stand far away. These are the things that occurred. And then there was actually, you think the whiteout is bad and everything else is bad. They actually have a picture of a shredding truck parked in front of Michael Vu's office, the Registrar of Voters. There was a shredding truck during the ballot counting process. A shredding truck was parked there, and it's not like they put the ballots on and then a truck trucks them away to get shredded. There's a shredder on the truck, and it's a semi truck. And what are they doing? They're shredding documents. What documents? It's possible that they were shredding ballots. And we say it's possible because, maybe people weren't on the truck and seeing ballots fed into the shredder. But Michael Vu has a background. He was the Registrar of Voters. He also worked in Ohio, and where he was dismissed from his job for shredding ballots. So you can come to your own conclusions. Just read what's there, come to your own conclusions about what you think is happening. You don't have to take my word for it. Read it for yourself. And then there's more videos, more discussions of lawsuits. They're breaking down the budget for the lawsuit. And there's just a lot of information. Those of you who are interested in what happened in California and how it affected the rest of the election, the fact that many efforts were made, many irregularities were made to diminish Bernie Sanders' vote count, because if you remember, people were saying, well, if Bernie Sanders wins California, well, that means Hillary Clinton may not be a viable, candidate for president. If Bernie Sanders wins, then maybe Hillary Clinton may need to step away because clearly the country is voting against her. So what happens? A lot of irregularity. And it's not like this is unfamiliar territory. There have been stories about voting irregularities in the 2008 primary against Barack Obama. And, we've seen the Daily Beast outline some voting irregularities in Haiti, where Hillary Clinton, as head of the State Department, actually interfered with another country's electoral process. Is it really that far a stretch to believe that she interfered with the primary of 2016 in an effort to go through drastic means to win California by disenfranchising probably half the state in order to pull out a win against Bernie Sanders and declare herself and then, mainstream media, declaring herself the nominee before anyone can really see or has time to see what happened in California. So use your own mind, use your own thoughts, use your own clarity to read for yourself and see if you can figure out what happened and who's more likely to be telling the truth, Hillary Clinton or the entire state of California. Good luck.